May 13th, 9:28 a.m. right here in Las Vegas, 2026, downtown, Ward 5, District 6. And of course, Agapi comes first. Now, so does Happy and Kalamata. Kalamata's older, and I've never, I didn't even touch her for days. I just did always check if she was okay. Fresh pair of Nikes. I got these at Shoe Palace at my mall. So I successfully dumped the bed. Didn't break a nail yet. It's just money for Scott Centers and them. I successfully dumped it, flipped it over our steward side balcony. It's communal. And I didn't want to hit a person, place or thing, or animal, good or bad. And I do feel better. Slept about 4 hours last night. So I got it down there. There's a Thai club over there. I got my drink and my two-step, It's on, it's on, it's on. Get the liquor, come on. Hold on. I got my drink and my two-step, It's on, it's on, it's on. I'm on, get the liquor and tell my friends, come on. Hey, AA meetings. And I'm not putting down AA. Good morning, Regency Towers. So I swept up. The dead bed bugs are alive, right? And it makes sense because posh places, even in New York City, yes, this moron that I went to high school with, Annie Thomas, she had bed bugs. So I just dumped this over because I got the bed bugs. And so my bed is gone already. It's not mine. It's not mine. And that was not my period. And I'm not I didn't get you in this. I don't hate men or women or anything like that, but I've heard that people role play, which I've said, and what are they doing with the bed? And I love the RTC. Whose schedule are they on? And at least in Alaska, which of course I never saw that mayor or was attracted to him, that's pretty obvious by now. The mayor of Anchorage is the boss of Anchorage Police Department. And then a lot of people, make me viral. You. Oh, if these walls could talk, everybody has a Regency Towers story. That's funny. So I uncovered high tech. I don't know what there were, bugs or beetles in the Regency Towers. It's right there. You can see it right there. You can actually see it better over there, but if this tower, it's right there. And I talked to can pick up, but he loves me too, and he had to go. He had a line out the door. So they were everywhere under our love seat where I interviewed Maxine Gaines and in our couch. Now, I wanted to keep that couch. It was gross, but Agapi died in my arms there. So I said we could all die on the couch. Now, I didn't really mean it, but he was in a bad mood. He hated the Regency Towers. He had no money, and he hated Las Vegas, and he had to sell it. So then I said, I'll figure it out because the HOA fees are like $1,800 or $2,000 a month for that piece of shit. And like I've said, you risk your life even going, after you get through those sterile gates. That's the Las Vegas Country Club. And the crest, according to the Mulaski Group's website or my interface, it looks like the same one. I'm not really a country club person. I'm not putting down country clubs. I don't play golf. So I tell him, I'll get roommates and I'll stay in our hybrid room that I made, the TV studio and Lil Randall's ROTC substation. Oh, Agapi stayed on that bed in her afterlife. But then I would need my closet. I would figure it out, right? It's pretty big. And you know what Scott Center says? He says, well, when I want to come to Las Vegas, I don't want roommates. So now I looked out the window and I can do this. Now this disgusting bed with Scott Centers and all of their fake period of me is right there. Now, did a good person put it there? But I can do my part. Oh my gosh, look at this too. They love all this stuff. So then when I bought the bed, it came with that wrench thing. It's open. I don't want to get in it because he works there. I was trying to help. There goes our bed. There goes our bed. There it is, right there. Who is going to use that bed? Look at it. Now that's our Walmart bed from November 9th, 2025. They charged me over $200. $200 cash. It was $100 bills. It was approximately, with these two pillows right here, not this one, that one's good from Bonanza, but these should have been $217 and some change. And it was $417. Now, I have those videos. City of Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, they just took my bed. Compliments to my chef, very funny. How's Snappy BT? Just the bad ones. Should I go beg for food and I wrap around golden services? It's golden. Bump around, I would enjoy the sound. Yeah, let's go bump around in my Jeep for Happy's eardrums, Kalamata's, Agape's. She was ever in the Jeep. Yes, she was, not me driving, and myself. The Lil Randall watching, it's true. And thank you for not decapitating Lil Randall. And Scott Centers and his co-hosts that have way more money than him aren't happy with us. And I don't talk to Lil Randall all the time. Ask his dad. And he's still mute. And tomorrow, after just before 12 noon, Lil Randall and I will be reunited together forever. I can't get it out. I didn't scratch the floor, and I don't want to wreck the refrigerator. Cocktail waitress to get bathtubed in, and we never made only a set amount of money. It never went over like 200 something, even though all these people were in there. And they had a burlesque show, and there was a beautiful woman in there. I didn't like her like that. And my dad and I went to the Burlesque Museum here together, the Neon Museum, and the Mom Museum. It wasn't weird that I went to the Burlesque Museum with my father. It just wasn't. And one of the black and white photos, it was a Greek American. What was her name? Media Noche. I remember. She was so beautiful, but they packed a lot of people in the bathtub gym, and it was really trendy. And so I just ended up quitting. And then I was scared because I will quit a job when I know people are not there and leave a voicemail. I used to be worse at facing things. But I did drive my Acura stick shift that I brought to Alaska, and I got my last check. But I was nervous. I just had it. I couldn't take it anymore. It doesn't matter. I don't know how many people in a speakeasy. I'm not putting down the Mob Museum, but it was behind this cafe. It would make sense they had one here, right? Seriously. But behind this cafe, it was in Chelsea, and that's close to where I got Agape. From New York City cocktail waitress to real journalist. And then I would, fall back on restaurant work because journalism doesn't pay a lot, and some of our checks bounced or went to half or 1/3. And then, for example, New Greek TV will just get a second job. It'll only be a couple weeks or a couple months. But then if you're by yourself living in Astoria at the time, it's expensive. And my last apartment with Agape in Kalamata, Gatula, before I moved to Alaska, I painted it pink, turquoise, and blue. And it looked really good, the hallway and everything. Laughter is the best medicine and all of this stuff. And I do feel better. This disgusting bed is out here. Thank you all. I'm all vintage. Who wants to smoke and risk getting cancer and wrinkles? And what are people supposed to think, really, on my online presence? For example, animal family preservation, right? What are they supposed to think? Good job, your Alaska Link, and all of your corporate, rich, conglomerate partnerships. And they wouldn't have done this if I wasn't like this. I got to preserve. They said they're siblings. What are you going to say? They know the animal the pet that got preserved. But Happy had never met Agape when she was alive. But Happy never jumped on her, and he's a puppy. So I always watched them together. So of course I would pick Happy up to put him on the bed, and he never jumped on her. And I always said Agape's dead. So I wouldn't put Agape before Kalamata or Happy because they're alive, and I never did. And she can't be in the sunlight. I was always scared of Scott Centers, but I did think I loved him. I mean, I did, and I thought I deserved it, and he was my savior, really. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Drive carefully. Come back soon. Thanks for visiting Nevada. Now it says thanks, going from Pahrump to California. I didn't even know you could get to California. And what part of California is that? And not all of California is bad. At least there's fresher air there. Big shout out to Kimberly G. You know who you are. Do you want to move back to Frisco? We can be roommates. We can have our own show. don't drink, don't think, go to AA meetings. My friend Jason Kaplan reminded me we did have some good times. We did, but I always hated myself in the morning. You can ask Nike, I always hated myself. It was not fun. Not blaming anybody for my ingestion of drugs and or alcohol. They like all of this. Anything they can do. Steal food, water, the whole thing. And thank God, my mother, my bio breeder, she paid for Desert Hope. Private pay. I mean, who knew when I, for example, purchased Lil Randall from Anchorage and he got shipped here, that this is what was in store for us. I don't want to connect what they did, you know, I'm not, you know, but her eyes messed up and I know, and she's got this thing right here, it's like a wire or something, that bugs can't get in her. And she took 100% organic, fully intact with some organic fillers. I don't want to know what they did. But they gutted her, I mean, probably, obviously, right? And people do things with the freeze-dried organs or taxidermy or whatnot. So I did pay, I think, $250 extra dollars or a little bit less to freeze-dry her heart and put it back in her. Ask his dad, he's perfect. Now I'm really sentimental. I like Buzzy Bee a lot, or Busy Bee, Buzzy Bee, right? So I think, I thought it was $4 I had, well naturally $24, but 4 $1 bills, but I think it's 5. And I have all 3 of my new sheet sets in here. But to be in the solution, because well, I'm always the solution for all of these people doing all these crimes to me. Not in here, I mean the owner. That one's $4, the smaller one, but I think I should put it in the $5 one if I do have 20 quarters, but I know I have 16. Happy Clean Wednesday from your favorite Greek Orthodox Christian. And I love Greek Orthodoxy too. And I'm never apologizing for this wallet again. Like we know, I wouldn't buy this wallet under normal circumstances, but my wallet was stolen at home. That would be at the Regency Towers, 25D like dynamite. So I bought this at, I used to say in jest, it was President Trump's small local business. He doesn't own the property of the Trump Hotel. So it's not funny. Does he have to ask? I think it's something roughened if he can stay in his own hotel. And it has a broke and it's plastic. And now I keep saying, I like the Trump girl, no apologies. I'm not MAGA deep. And I hope it doesn't break. But now because I said that, it's going to break. Yeah, I'm so, well, stuck up. And there's got to be good people around this neighborhood too, not just me. Shelley Berkely loves me. They all do, right? Yeah. Do you want to see me sweat at the laundromat? She hit the floor. Shelley got low. Those apple bottom jeans, boots with the furs. The whole club is looking at her white nails. Now I have 3 quarters. So, you know, and I've always admitted when I was wrong, but I have more self-confidence now. This wasn't closed, and the owner answered. And, you know, but his voicemail came on, because they're not going to answer every phone call. So that said 03. So I bet it's 3 cycles, so that's on me. But I did hit that to see if I could get the quarters back. And people are following me like we know, and it's not Busy Bee's fault. And I just think I'm all that, but I am. As we know, smoking and drinking coffee does not suppress my appetite. But, and I'm not trying to get a high off caffeine and nicotine because I really want to drink. But F it. I just don't care anymore, and I'm being a hypocrite too. I have been smoking a lot lately. Wait a minute. It was a harrowing experience. How'd you get through it? Well, I decompressed by myself, walked a lot, and smoked cigarettes and drank some coffee. What am I, like a New Jersey, or am I at the Cafeteria, like a Greek man, playing tavli, which isn't necessarily bad, smoking and drinking cigarettes. Exactly. Smoking and drinking cigarettes and coffee, right? I'm just so old Las Vegas vintage without trying to be. Who knew, really? You know, it's not a city that any of my family really cares about, but my Uncle Danny, he passed away in Reno. It's his favorite city. It is. Then he wanted to visit me here, but then, I don't know, and he loved Fox News, but I don't know, things that he said. And I really miss him. He was really good too. And he loved my grandparents and everything pretty a lot. It loved.
You know that ain't no business.
I'm just gonna smoke it.
Then I found out about my military career, kept me ass all the 9 months.
So now you saw, like I said, I think all U.S. servicemen and women were good. The more we know. How's will all police force around town that isn't a fan of myself and Lil Randall. I don't know about role playing or anything. I don't need to do that. Or by myself. So I can always tell, and I'm not gonna put them in my videos and or television, who's fronting most things. I can tell more in males, but I've been more privy to females lately, which I don't even know what that means or what AI means. And I don't know who owns what and who does what. Now I know I'm not getting paid for this right now. And a lot of criminals from the tippity top to their white nails, they think, to the biggity bottom, are and getting off on me one way or the other. That's Maria Athens, the one and only. And I look pretty much the same as when I was a toddler or baby. I just have bleach in my hair. Bingo! So I left my bag unattended in there, so I don't know. And of course these 7-Elevens are playing opera music. Who is it? I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it would be the genre for any 7-Eleven in America, especially in Las Vegas. It's about 100 degrees here in the early to late afternoon. May 13th, 2026 in the one and only Sin City. I may add, I'm not any pyromaniac or anything, but I go off and on cigarettes, and I've been hitting them hard since I left my ex-boss for perm. And I'm so sick of them. Now I'm an oxymoron about everything. That's why, not moron though. I'm fine the first couple of days, and then it hits me, and then for a couple of weeks, it's hard. And I'm so sick of them, and I could save money, but I don't want to stop right now. And I don't even want to smoke right now. What else am I going to do? So my friend Christina, I went with her to the laundromat, well, probably about a year ago, almost. I don't know. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I like this laundromat better.